today. This is about to do something really wacky for today. And I warn you about this video, you have to become an age at 16 and 17 or 18 or something. Looks like it won't be able to try to do so. And this game, we're inside of this game called for the Drag Racing Redline. It's titled called Drag Racing Redline. As you can see, if you spawn something a car, maybe you saw something really terrible happens and contains something kind of age restriction reference or just a Street Outlaws reference from Discovery Channel himself from this one back in not all the way from years ago. And exactly that I just spawned for a Toyota Celica, which is the most extreme funny car whatsoever as well, because that sounds kind of legal. The most importantly that we won't able to do so, we just tried to use for a pro stock Mustang as well. I think that wasn't able to try to do so. I just jumped out of my vehicle as well, and exactly that Mustang looks like not pretty insane that I turn on the brunette on, so it should be gonna be deleting in last second. Now you shouldn't be able to get using for this strategy, at least that's so loud as for a Mustang, for just using for a crazy Cobra Mustang whatsoever. This is a Cobra Mustang as well. That's subject to get age restricted. That was absolutely reliable as well. That was reliable. So if that's in the case for something like a current dragsters for something that looks unreliable, and that should be subject to be an original drag racing game or not, which is absolutely not quite of insane, but for bad guys only itself. So looks like I'm not gonna be using for any dragsters whatsoever, so I'm just using the shocker, just like that reference from Street Outlaws and No Prep Kings as well. That was absolutely trying to get up right there by using a shocker right there. So I won't able to do it for right now for the Gen 4, and the Gen 4 has been removed for decent weeks ago by using a Mustang where you got to be using for a Cutlass. If you use a GMC, that was so unreliable as well. I don't want to use for everything for just something like this. It's kind of just a little bit terrible, but it's absolutely really terrible as hell. But I don't think we're going to be using for a Ford Mustang instead of a Toyota Supra. And exactly that was pretty wild. So let me choose the Mustang, and we're going to be telling you why for the acceleration to start our very first impressions that we're going to be using for manual transmission. Now let's use on stage, and it does not work until if you're going to be working for a little bit of stage or something. Let's put on stage for using something it contains like these things or something like else. That sounds kind of very notorious or extremely loud as well. So using WW as well, we're gonna be walking around for this for our very first drag race as well. So it's just gonna be letting gritty up the gear and let it rip it on for the acceleration. Let's go, let it rip as well, hitting to the gear 2, and the acceleration must be failed at this one, and exactly hitting to 300 miles per hour. It's exactly as I don't think that must be very impossible that I can do so. That was so unreliable as well. It was not such a very bad thing as well. You're gonna hit to about 300 miles an hour. That's just gonna be totally to hit out for 300 miles an hour complete, and that should completely try to hit to 400 miles an hour. And I forgot the handbrakes as well. By using the Pro Stock Mustang, we're going to be blasting around here in the daytime and so on, that we should never going to be trying to get in touch with this Mustang and let it rip for our second time. So I'm about to, here we go, and let's see what happens right now. And here we go. That Mustang is absolutely going to be reaching extremely fast whatsoever, and hit to down for under 300 miles an hour itself. So looks like we just absolutely look like pretty not much as well. So we had to move on to the street racing as well. So it does not gonna be pretty exist for something like this. It does exist in street racing, while to do drag racing, as you can see, that's like hitting through our hitting throughout for 300 miles per hour. It's just like that, and it's absolutely kind of various insane like this one. But absolutely, that wasn't kind of fun like this one. And the top speed, it's totally going to hit throughout for top speed, and exactly it's hit extremely as well. So looks like that was absolutely for extremely hot and very unterrifying it was. That was so very extreme for just something like, for gear ratios are going to get very long until you reach to a highest top speed, and that you will get you banned for this time, and exactly because of speeding, and because we're going to be doing one more time. On to the next step, we're going to be blasting through our red line for this one, and that should be going to be blasting up into the gear 4. And then next couple of steps, that should be going to be trying to make ourselves very off over this. I jump out of the vehicle, sorry about that. So if you enjoyed for this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And that was absolutely so crazy. If you want to enjoy for this video, you maybe absolutely you can't, because you're absolutely a bad guy as well. So if you're a bad guy while you're watching with this video, please sure to make your like and subscribe and click that bell. And as anyways, I won't able to reset for my character because I accidentally speed through the end of this moment. So the game is linked in the description below. And that's all of it. So thanks for watching, and this is Server Concept signing off, and I'll talk to you guys into the next video. And it's no one is going to get too much at this moment.